that heart that makes my heart to groan, for that deep wound it gives my friend and me. It's not enough to torture me alone, but slave to slavery my sweetest friend must be. Me from myself thy cruel eye hath taken, and my next self thou harder hast engrossed. Of him, myself, and thee, I am forsaken, a torment thrice threefold thus to be crossed. Prison my heart in thy steel bosom's ward, but then my friend's heart let my poor heart bail. Whoe'er keeps me, let my heart be his guard. Thou canst not then use rigour in my jail. And yet thou wilt, for I, being pent in thee, perforce am thine, and all that is in me. This sonnet seems to chronicle the same love triangle that Shakespeare wrote about in sonnets 40, 41, and 42 to the fair youth, which makes me think that the fair youth sonnets and the dark lady sonnets were actually written at the same time, that what's going on in both sets of sonnets is actually happening simultaneously, but when Shakespeare published them, he decided to divide them up and put the fair youth sonnets first and then the dark lady sonnets second. So he's saying here, beshrew that heart that makes my heart to groan. Essentially, fuck you. Fuck your heart for making my heart groan, for causing my heart misery. For that deep wound it gives my friend and me. Friend is presumably referring to the fair youth, and deep wound not only refers to the pain she's caused both of these men, but also wound was slang for vagina. It's not enough to torture me alone, but slave to slavery my sweetest friend must be. Is it really not enough for you to torture me, but you also have to bring my friend into this? You have to enslave him as well? Me from myself thy cruel eye hath taken. You've taken me away from myself. I don't even know who I am anymore. I've completely lost control of myself because of you. And my next self thou harder hast engrossed. Next self referred to the fair youth, because of course Shakespeare thought of the fair youth as his soulmate. So he's saying the fair youth, she has even harder engrossed. And there are definitely some penis connotations there. Not only has she ensnared the fair youth harder than she did Shakespeare, but she physically made him harder than she did Shakespeare. Of him, myself, and thee, I am forsaken. I've lost him, myself, and you, all at the same time, all in one fell swoop. A torment thrice threefold thus to be crossed. A torture 9 times over that I now have to deal with. And then in this final quatrain, he's essentially saying, so go ahead and imprison my heart in your steel bosom. Put my heart in jail, in the jail of your steel heart, your heart of steel. But then let my heart bail out my friend's heart. And whoever is guard over me while I'm in your prison, I don't care. But let me stand guard over my friend. Because at least then I can make sure that you can't use rigour on him. You can't use unjust force and cruelty on him. I can protect him because he'll be in my jail. But then he thinks better of it and he says, no, but you'll torture him as well, won't you? Because I, being pent in thee, there are definitely some sexual connotations there as well. Because I'm in your prison, because I'm enslaved to you, and everything that is in me then belongs to you. And the fair youth lives in his prison, lives in his heart. So the fair youth is also at the mercy of the dark lady. Essentially, she has control over everyone and she can torture everyone as she sees fit. Now, if you have time, I recommend going back and watching the video that I made for Sonnet 40, because it's really interesting looking at the way that Shakespeare treats the fair youth versus the dark lady over the same incident. In his sonnet to the fair youth, he's completely morose and heartbroken, and he's just trying to do any kind of mental gymnastics he can to find a way to forgive the fair youth for what he's done. Here, he's just livid. He's just furious with the dark lady. He clearly thinks of her as the instigator and thinks that she's the one who seduced him. So we'll find out more about this situation tomorrow, because Sonnet 133 is continued into Sonnet 144. They're a pair of sonnets that go together. But yeah, lots of drama going on, lots of drama, all the fun. Okay, Anyway, that's all for today. Stay safe, everybody. All my love. Bye.